Hello everyone, I know. I don't upload often, but when I do, it's always something real, something dark, and something you won't forget. Last night I found out I've been sleeping under someone for weeks. The problem is, I live in a one-story house, and I don't have an attic. I moved into this place about 3 months ago. Small town, quiet neighborhood. It's a one-bedroom rental. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. The landlord told me the place was old, built in the 60s. Said it makes noises sometimes. Nothing to worry about. At first it was little things, tiny scratching sounds at night, like mice in the walls or maybe squirrels on the roof. Didn't think much of it, but then it got louder and more human. One night, around 2:45 a.m., I was half asleep, and I heard it, clear footsteps, slow, deliberate, coming from directly above my ceiling, right over my bed. I shot up, held my breath, listened. The steps stopped. Total silence. I grabbed a broom and started banging the ceiling. Nothing. No response. I went outside with a flashlight, looked up at the roof. Nothing, no animals, no sign of anyone. The next night, I left my phone recording audio while I slept. The next morning, I played it back. Most of it was silent, until around 2:43 a.m. That's when I heard it. A dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled across a wooden floor. And then, breathing. Heavy. Wheezing, right above me. I was chilled, but I told myself maybe it was just old wood creaking. Maybe I was imagining it, until one night. Something changed. I was in bed, scrolling on my phone, lights off. That's when I heard a noise from my hallway closet, a dull thud, followed by a soft tapping, like fingernails on wood. That closet has one thing inside it. A small crawl space door that leads to the empty attic crawl space above the ceiling. It's sealed shut with an old latch. Or at least it was. I got up, slowly, heart pounding. I opened the closet, and the latch was unhooked. I didn't sleep that night. Next morning I called my landlord. He came over, opened the crawl space hatch, and shined a flashlight inside. What he saw made him jump back. Blankets, empty food wrappers, a bottle filled with urine, and scratch marks on the beams. Someone had been living up there for weeks, watching me, moving only at night, staying perfectly still when I was awake. Police came. They searched the area, never found anyone. Said it must have been some drifter, squatting in the crawl space and sneaking out through vents, or when I wasn't home. But here's the thing that haunts me. The crawl space only opens inside my house. There's no way in or out from the outside. No broken windows, no signs of entry. Whoever was up there was already inside when I moved in. And the worst part? That night, after the cops left, I went to bed. At exactly 2:43 a.m., I heard it again, breathing right above me. But this time, I wasn't alone. I thought the attic was the scariest place someone could hide. But what if the real horror isn't above you? It's behind you, in the mirror, watching when you're not looking. They say your reflection can't move unless you do, but last night, mine smiled before I did. I was 19 when this happened, living alone for the first time in a small studio apartment. It wasn't much, but it was cheap and close to campus. The place was old, like peeling wallpaper and I didn't even look at it, but on the recording, but I didn't care. I just wanted my own space. Normal. There was one thing I liked most about the 137 mark, a big vintage mirror mounted to the wall in the hallway. out of sync. It was tall, slower, rectangular, heavier, with this antique, and then right before the clip ends, kinda creepy, a voice whispers, but elegant and cold. I'd always glance at myself before I deleted the file immediately, but I couldn't stop shaking. That mirror became the one thing I hated the most. I stood in front of the mirror, small, looked myself dead in the eyes. That didn't register. I said at first, "Who are you?" I'd walk past it and think I saw, until a flicker, my reflection smiled. But I didn't. Like my reflection lagged behind me. My reflection just by a lifted its hand, barely, and began tracing something. Once on the other side, I saw myself blink. Letters I had already turned away. Let me out. But I brushed it off. I ran. I didn't pack. Until one night, I just 1 a.m. I was. It's been over a year now. I've moved twice. Bathroom light. No mirrors in my apartment anymore. I leaned down. Not even in the bathroom. My mouth. But sometimes, and when I looked up at the mirror, my reflection was still looking down. Black screens before they turned on. Then it caught up. I swear I see. I dropped the toothbrush. Heart smiling, racing. Still, I stood there, staring at the mirror. Nothing. Just me. Or, at least I thought it was me. Over the next week, things got worse. I stopped using the mirror completely. Even covered it with a towel one night. But the next morning, the towel was on the floor. The mirror fogged up, like someone had breathed on it. And written in the fog were 3 chilling words. I see you. I tried everything. Sprinkled salt in front of it. Looked up rituals online, even asked the landlord if someone had died in the apartment. He just laughed and said, "That mirror's been here longer than I have." Then came the night I'll never forget. I was recording a voice memo on my phone, just venting, trying to stay sane, pacing the room, and I walked past the mirror.
I heard a man whispering to my daughter through the baby monitor. The only problem? There was no man in the house, not even close. This happened 2 years ago. At the time, my wife and I had just become first-time parents. Our daughter was barely 3 months old. We were exhausted, anxious, sleep-deprived like any new parents. So we bought a baby monitor with a camera and audio just to help us keep an eye from the next room. We didn't think much of it. Until one night, we heard someone else using it. It was around 2:15 a.m. We were lying in bed, lights off, both half asleep. That's when we heard it. A voice. Not the baby. A man's voice. Coming through the monitor speaker on the nightstand. At first it was soft, muffled, just a whisper. Shh. It's okay. Daddy's here. I sat up, frozen. My wife looked at me and said, "Did you just say that?" "No," I whispered back. We both stared at the monitor. The screen showed our baby, lying still in her crib, awake, eyes wide open, staring up at the ceiling. And then, there it was again. The voice, clearer this time. "Don't cry, little one. Just go to sleep. I'm watching you." I grabbed the bat from under the bed and sprinted to the nursery. My wife followed. I pushed the door open. Nothing. No one was in the room. Our daughter wasn't even crying. She just kept staring upward, still, like she was waiting for something. We searched the entire house. Every room, every closet, every window was locked. I checked the monitor system, thinking maybe it was hacked. But we didn't use Wi-Fi. It was an offline-only monitor. No Bluetooth, just 2 connected devices. So how the hell did that voice come through? The next day, we changed the locks, moved the crib into our room, stopped using the monitor. But something was off with our daughter. At night, she'd wake up and just stare at the same corner of the room, never cried, never made a sound, just watched something we couldn't see. One time I walked in and found her smiling, at nothing, her eyes locked on the ceiling corner. I asked, "What are you looking at, baby girl?" She turned slowly toward me, still smiling, and whispered in the softest, creepiest little voice, "He told me not to tell you, I swear I felt every hair on my body stand up. We called a priest. We moved houses. But even now, sometimes the baby monitor, long disconnected, turns itself on, and when it does, it's always the same voice, whispering. I'm still watching her.